Hi there, welcome to the shop. My name's Mike with Muddy Road Woodshop, and I wanted to take an opportunity to provide some background on Muddy Road Woodshop, how it all got started, where we're at, and kind of what brought things about. I grew up here in rural Michigan in what we call the Thumb area. If you know anything about Michigan as a state, we're the only state in the 50 states that is made up of two peninsulas because we're surrounded by the Great Lakes. And the lower peninsula, if you look on a map, looks like a hand or a mitten. And so the Thumb area is kind of over in here. And that's where I grew up. That's where most of our materials come from. You know, Huron, Sanilac, Tuscola, Lapeer, sometimes Genesee, sometimes St. Clair counties. This is where the barns that have stood for hundreds of years, you know, built some of them in the early to mid 1800s all the way up through the early 1900s. There's the kiln firing up in the background. But that's where our materials come from. This is where I'm from, and from here this is where everything goes out. I kind of got started in this. I grew up working for my uncles who each had 100 cow dairy farms, and I grew up in the summer times, doing hay, doing straw, spring and fall work, and that's part of my family. That's part of who I am. And as happens, there's been big changes in how things work in agriculture over the last 100 years since these barns were built to now. There's been big changes. Lots of these barns have been left behind because operations have changed so drastically that many of the barns are obsolete and are no longer useful in how things happen. So they've been falling apart, being torn down, but they are an excellent resource for material that could be reused for new projects, which is what we do. Hey, bee, get out of here. I guess he wants to be a star too. Anyway, I grew up on the farm. I've also done a little bit of construction, and one day it kind of hit me as the company that I was working for, we had a client that wanted to utilize some reclaimed materials in one of their projects. So the man that I was working with at the time had a lead on a couple of barns that needed to come down. So our crew went to work taking these structures down and then reusing those materials. And it really struck me the craftsmanship that was involved. Many of these structures were built by hand without power tools, mainly with all hand tools. And they've stood for quite a while. They were built well, built out of hardwoods, lots of softwood trees, whatever trees were available on the property. Lots of pine, but there's also oak and ash and elm and some poplar, all sorts of different trees. Whatever was available, they cut them down, hewed them, and later milled them up to make the lumber that they need, that they would then build these barns out of. And I grew to really appreciate the craftsmanship that was involved and how well put together these structures were. As I continued along some of my construction career. And then back in 2006, with the onset of the Great Recession, lots of things changed. The company that I was working with, my boss decided to retire. So I had a bit of a switch in my career path, but I wanted to continue along in working with reclaimed material. So I kind of did some side projects here and there, and then a few years later kind of decided to get a little bit more serious about it and try to do it, make it a little bit more, put a little bit more effort into it. And that's when I started my Etsy store. And now we're working along, trying to keep that, trying to basically turn this into a small business and there's been lots of folks that have been involved along the way. I'm the main kind of orchestrator, I guess, I see, but there's been lots of folks who have had a hand in the efforts and everything that happens around here. Most of the material that we use now, we source from some local dismantlers that have their own crews that do the work. You know, I tried orchestrating some crews a couple of times to take down some barns, and it's a lot of work. And a lot of the material that we were able to reclaim was not necessarily stuff that we could primarily utilize in our projects. So now I kind of transitioned to basically sourcing my materials from the full-time dismantlers, and I can be a little bit more selective in the materials that we use and be able to focus primarily on what we've been doing, the products that we've been providing through our Etsy store, which is mainly the reclaimed barnwood beams and some other things, some artwork, some shelves and some side tables and some other stuff like that. And we'll continue to you know, tinker with the products that we offer and the projects that we get into. We'll continue doing more of that. But all that to say is we started basically out of an appreciation for the heritage that is in the Thumb area, for those who have, you know, spent their lives working to build things that last, things that have lasted and been very useful for a season. You know, these structures, the old barns were the heartbeat of, you know, the family farm for so many years. And while things have changed, we can still reclaim those materials, those structures, and use those things for other projects. And that's kind of how I maintain my my link to my farming heritage. You know, I don't necessarily farm. I'm not involved with farming very much at all anymore, but I kind of see this as an opportunity to still be involved and to pay tribute to my heritage, my farming heritage for many generations before me. So I enjoy doing this. I enjoy working with these materials. I enjoy being able to provide, you know, take something that already has a history and make it into another project, a product, another piece, another something else that'll have significance and a use for another 10, 20, 50 years. So it's fulfilling. I enjoy it. I enjoy being able to do it. And so I just wanted to be able to provide a little bit more information to you guys as you come across our channel. And if you've been by my Etsy store and you've seen the products that we offer, and now that you've come here and to find out some more information about it, thank you very much. Thank you for watching this video. If you choose to subscribe to my channel, I'd appreciate it. That would greatly help us. Check out the other videos as they come along. I'm going to be providing more information about the products that we offer, how we do it, what we do, and just give more information about who we are. We're here to answer some questions. There's been lots of questions that have come in, you know, through the clients that we worked with over the last 10 years. We're going to be providing videos that'll answer some of those questions, and hopefully be able to answer new questions and provide new products that people are looking for. So thank you very much, and stay tuned. See you soon.